Two more, 13th.
September 13th.
Who you like?
Okay. I'm going with Canelo, man.
He's just,
Canelo's
because
nice.
he's a bigger dude, I don't know, but Crawford's a great fight. We're going to find out. I'm
gonna be
glad
fun.
Crawford finally has a fight.
So you think Canelo has to kind of fight the perfect fight, right?
If he don't, he in trouble. If he does, he should be all good.
Right,
Now
so it
he's
goes to
going to
54, now he's going to
68.
68. That's so much weight.
A lot of weight.
But Terence is, I think he's the best switch hitter since Hagler.
They claim Hagler was my favorite.
And I think Crawford is just a little step ahead as far as movement is concerned. And so I think it's going to be Mayweather Canelo Part 2.
That's what Denzel Washington said when giving his fascinating take on a possible clash between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. The Hollywood legend, known for his passion for boxing, praised Crawford's skills so highly that he called him one of the greatest fighters he had ever seen. For Denzel, Crawford's talent, discipline, and ring IQ make him stand out even in comparison to stars like Canelo, who has dominated the sport for years. His comment instantly added fuel to the fire of an already heated debate about what might happen if these two greats ever meet in the ring.
Who you guys got? Don't take the easy road out on me. Give me a prediction.
Listen. In our gym, Crawford sits right there, and Canelo sits right here. That's why you play the game. We're gonna find out. But I'll say this, and I love Crawford.
The thought of Canelo against Crawford has captured the imagination of the boxing world. On one side, there's Canelo, the Mexican superstar who has ruled multiple divisions, fought and beaten some of the biggest names of his era, and carved out a reputation as one of the sport's most powerful pound-for-pound kings. On the other, there's Crawford, who has remained undefeated, moving through divisions with ease, and earning the reputation of being untouchable. Washington's words reflected what many fans have been thinking. Crawford may just be ahead of everyone right now.
Canelo's a bigger man. He ain't never been hit by a man like this, but Crawford's a great, great fighter. One of the greatest I've ever seen. I love Crawford. I try to be like him. I love Canelo. I can't call it. I won't call it.
When is the fight?
Two more, 13th.
September 13th.
Who you like?
Okay.
I'm going with Canelo, man.
He's just,
Canelo's
because
nice.
he's a bigger dude, I don't know, but Crawford's a great fight. We're gonna find out. I'm
gonna be
glad
fun.
Crawford finally has a fight.
But opinions across the boxing landscape aren't all one-sided. While Denzel's admiration for Crawford shined through, other voices have stepped forward to warn that this fight is far from easy. Abel Sanchez, the veteran trainer who worked with Gennady Golovkin during some of the fiercest battles of his career, had a very different take. In his eyes, a showdown between Canelo and Crawford would lean heavily in Canelo's favor.
Terence Crawford is a great fighter, but that's why we have weight divisions. I think that Canelo has proven as he has risen in the weights, he's dealt with the best in his weight divisions that he's at now. He fought Bivol, and Bivol couldn't hurt him. He fought my guy, and my guy couldn't hurt him in 2 fights.
Sanchez argued that the difference in weight, size, and physical strength would be too much for Crawford to handle, no matter how brilliant his skill set may be. He believed that Canelo's pressure and power would eventually overwhelm Crawford, who despite his talent would find himself in a much tougher position than he's ever been in before.
Assimilates the speed, and assimilates the movement. And Crawford's going to be a lot slower because of the weight also. Yeah. Once he does that, I think it'll be a sparring session for Canelo, as it is in most of his last 4 or 5 fights. After the 5th or 6th round, it seems like it's a sparring session. He's doing whatever he wants.
Yeah. Do you feel like people don't realise it with Crawford? Like when he's putting this weight on, this is almost weight that may not even be beneficial to him.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to benefit him. I'm really looking forward to seeing what he weighs fight night. If the reports that I've read, he's up at 180 pounds, 190 pounds. So if he drops down to 168, I think it'll be too much. I thought that maybe 160, 158 maybe was the best form. But if he's comes in at 168 or 170 pounds by fight night, 175, I think it'll be too much. I think it'll be slower.
That contrast between Denzel Washington's glowing praise of Crawford and Sanchez's harsh verdict perfectly sums up the buzz around this dream matchup.
I really don't have an official analysis or prediction, but I will say this. If Canelo fights the absolute correct fight that he can fight, the only correct fight that he can fight, he does have a chance, and I think he could be victorious. If he doesn't fight the one way that he can only fight to win it, Terence Crawford has 6 ways he can win it. And my money will go on the man who has 6 ways to win it over the man who has 1 way of winning.
So you think Canelo has to kind of fight the perfect fight, right?
If he don't, he in trouble. If he does, he should be all good.
Crawford himself has been getting waves of support from other big names. One fighter who once delivered a career-defining win against an all-time great gave his backing to Crawford all the way. Antonio Tarver explained that Crawford's sharpness, adaptability, and discipline make him uniquely suited to deal with a fighter like Canelo. In his view, Crawford's ability to figure opponents out and shut them down would allow him to outbox Canelo in ways few others ever have. That kind of backing, especially from someone who has faced greatness firsthand, has only boosted the belief that Crawford is truly in a league of his own.
Yeah, it's a major fight, man, the biggest in a long time. If you've been following Tarver's take, you know I'm Bud counting all the way. But this is going to be the toughest fight, the best fighter Bud has ever been in the ring with. And arguably, this could be the best fighter Canelo has ever been in the ring with. We'll find out which one is which on September 13th.
Meanwhile, fans have been equally invested in the discussion. Many remember how Israel Madrimov Crawford's earlier years managed to drop him during his rise, and some have wondered if that vulnerability might appear again in a fight against someone as powerful as Canelo.
Perspective, having fought Terence, him now fighting Canelo, moving up 2 more weight classes to fight a lot bigger guy.
Сейчас всем интересно вот это бой, потому что они занимают паунд-по-паунде. Кроуфорд, у Кроуфорда есть высокий IQ, и обоих стойках он может боксировать, он можно давить и бегать, и даже ближний бой тоже может. Поэтому мне тоже интересно, если он не набирает лишний вес, может тоже выиграть это.
Social media has been buzzing with debates, with some insisting Crawford's slick skills would carry him through, and others pointing to Canelo's experience, toughness, and strength as the deciding factor. The fans' passion shows just how big this fight could be if it ever actually happens.
It's gonna be interesting, I'll tell you that.
What do you think?
I don't know. You know, it's a big jump to go from 54, which was a step up from 47. Right,
now
so it goes to
to
54, and now
68.
he's going to 68. That's so much weight.
A lot of weight.
But Terence is, I think he's the best switch hitter since Hagler.
They claim Hagler was my favorite. They claim he's walking around like a $190 or something, and you do know he's a wrestler.
Yep.
So he's got that mentality to him.
He also built up slowly. Like he took his time. Like it's been a long time training for this fight. He came on this podcast more than a year ago, and he was talking about that's the fight he wants.
Nice.
And that was a long time ago.
I remember.
So he's been trying to get that fight for a long time. So knowing after he beat Errol Spence.
Adding to the mix, Andy Ruiz, the former heavyweight champion who shocked the world by beating Anthony Joshua, also shared his thoughts. Ruiz suggested that Canelo could face real trouble against Crawford because of Crawford's style and speed. He explained that while Canelo is a master at cutting off the ring and applying pressure, Crawford has the type of movement and timing that could frustrate him. Ruiz's perspective added another layer, reminding everyone that even fighters who are naturally bigger and stronger can struggle against someone who knows how to neutralize those advantages.
I think it's gonna be a good fight, man. I'm going for Canelo, of course. You know, he's the Mexican warrior as well. But Crawford, man, you can't neglect him or you can't underestimate him as well. You know, he has a lot of skills, a lot of movement. He's a lefty as well. That's what Canelo has trouble with. I think it's going to be an amazing fight, man. I just can't wait, and the best man wins.
At the same time, another voice of caution came from a veteran fighter who defended the warning for Crawford about a major mistake he could be making ahead of this potential fight. Sean Porter argued that moving up in weight against someone like Canelo is not something new. Despite the difference in natural size, he believes the punishment Crawford can deliver might wear Canelo down in ways he hasn't experienced before.
Get in the ring with Canelo Alvarez. Terence is not going to see anything that he hasn't seen before. No, he hasn't seen this beast on fight night, but he's seen versions of this beast for a very, very, very long time. People have said that he's a blown-up 147-pound fighter. If you remember, he said it was hard for him to make 147 when he fought Errol Spence Jr. I was like, yo, how is that possible? I didn't realize like he was really doing everything that's needed to gain the weight properly. Most fighters don't know how to gain weight and fit into a weight class properly. He's done that.
Balancing all of these takes, Andy Lee, the respected trainer and former world champion, offered a refreshing perspective. He said that no matter which side you lean on, Canelo versus Crawford has all the makings of one of the best fights in recent memory. For Lee, the intrigue isn't just in the clash of styles or legacies, but in the fact that both men are at such high levels of their craft.
Super fight, I guess you could say.
Yeah, what a fight. Very hard to pick a winner, isn't it? Very hard to pick a winner because, like every good fight, you know, no one really knows the skill and competitiveness and ring craft of Crawford, or, you know, you can say the same things about Canelo, but just he has that size. And but I see Crawford in New York when Hamza fought Berlanga, and he doesn't look too small anymore. He's filled out a lot. He looks quite big. It's a great fight. I think they're equally matched in skill.
That kind of excitement shows why this matchup is dominating conversation. Crawford is coming off victories that already cement his place among the pound-for-pound greats, and Canelo continues to be the face of boxing with his drawing power, experience, and resume. Putting them together would create a fight that captures both casual fans and hardcore purists alike.
Listen, I get a lot of texts asking how I'm doing, how camp is going, so I figured I could just put it up in one post. So I'm in the mountains. This dude's about to beat the brakes off Canelo and be the greatest boxer of all time, and I get to play a part in it. All is well, truly well. We good. I'm good. I'm real good.
But the boxing world thrives on debates, and that's what makes this fight so intriguing. Abel Sanchez's blunt dismissal of Crawford's chances reflected a harsh reality. Moving up in weight has ruined many careers before, and the gap in physical strength is no joke, reminding fans that skill, speed, and adaptability can sometimes erase even the biggest disadvantages.
Jamel was undisputed at 154, and Canelo hit him, and Jamel was like, hell no, Jamel took a knee. You know, so it's a big difference. And Crawford had that one fight at 154, and he didn't, you know, Madrimov would touch him up a little bit. And this is nowhere close to Madrimov. You talk about Canelo. Now, if it was just another bigger guy, I would go with Crawford. But you talk about this might be, I mean, people might kill me for it, but well, not really, but this might be the best Mexican fighter ever. One of them, at least, right? You talk about Canelo and Crawford going up against him. So the only thing they have, but I would say the only thing he has going for him is he's a skillful fighter, and Canelo is older, but so is Crawford too. I think Crawford is 37, 38, something like that. Canelo's 36, so they both are older right now.
As the buzz continues, the storylines almost write themselves. Crawford, the undefeated master technician, daring to climb into the ring with Canelo, the seasoned champion who has fought everyone from Mayweather to Golovkin. The stakes would be enormous, not just in terms of belts, but also in terms of legacy. A win for Crawford would put him in the conversation as one of the greatest to ever lace up gloves, while a win for Canelo would further solidify his standing as an all-time legend who turned back yet another challenger.
Because Crawford could find people to fight like Canelo, who was amazing. Canelo has he evolved. I saw how he evolved defensively and everything. I just don't think he's as fast as Crawford. And I think Crawford is just a little step ahead as far as movement is concerned. And so I think it's going to be Mayweather Canelo Part 2. That's what I think.
I mean, Canelo is naturally heavier.
Yeah, Crawford ain't gonna knock him out, but I don't know if Canelo's gonna land very solidly on Crawford. Canelo's way better now, but I still think there's an edge. It won't necessarily be exactly like that, but I think he'll edge him out.
What's undeniable is that the fight would be massive. Fans, trainers, promoters, and even actors like Denzel Washington are all weighing in because it represents the kind of clash that defines eras. It's not just about belts, it's about who truly stands at the top of the sport right now.
So I don't see how Crawford could hurt Canelo, because Canelo's been in there with Kovalev. He's been in there with Bivol. You know what I'm saying? He's been in there with big punchers. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how can a guy that's really a 47-pounder, even though he's up in weight, I don't see how he can hurt Canelo. You know what I'm saying? It just feels completely, because your body is different to absorbing a bigger blow. So, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, when I sparred the guys in the lower weight classes and they hit me, bro, it's like, no disrespect, but it just feels like you get hit with a pillow. It's just different. It could be a murderous puncher at 147, but if I'm walking around 185 and I'm a solid guy and I'm used to fighting guys.
In the end, the conversation keeps coming back to one idea. Crawford may be way ahead in terms of skill and adaptability, but Canelo's strength, experience, and resilience cannot be overlooked. With so many voices offering different predictions, Washington's admiration, Sanchez's harsh warning, Ruiz's concerns about Canelo's struggles, the veteran coach's advice, Lee's excitement, it's clear that this matchup has already won the hearts and minds of fight fans everywhere.
He sounds like a concerned individual. Concern for Crawford. Canelo just gonna be too much. Backtrack, look at the Madrimov versus Crawford fight. The conservativeness. I've never seen, I'm gonna tell you like this, that conservativeness from Crawford was straight discipline. That's how dedicated he is to the sport. He fought that man, he fought Madrimov, who was 54, very carefully. Did what he had to do, no more. Hear me out, yo. Did what he had to do, no more. No less.
And while nobody can say for certain who would win until they actually share the ring, one thing is obvious. If Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford ever fight, it won't just be another big event. It will be the kind of night that boxing fans talk about for generations, a clash of two greats where anything feels possible. So if you're just as hyped as we are, make sure to smash that like button, drop your predictions in the comments, share this with fellow boxing fans, and don't forget to subscribe to Ring Rivalry for all the latest fight breakdowns and reactions.